Narayana, let us dedicate our today's day totally as every day to our Bharata Mata. Om Janaganamana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindhu Gujarat Maratha Dravida Kalavanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladhitaranga Tava Shubha Name Jage तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे वंदे मातरम वन्दे मातरं सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां सस्यश्यामलां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनीं फुल्लकुसुमित द्रुमदलशोभिनीं सुहासिनीं सुमधुरभाषिणीं सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरम् वंदे मातरम। भारत माता की जय हो। दिव्य भारत माता। ओम नमो। Friends, in today's hour, first of all, welcome you all. Independence Day wishes, prayers, salutations from the heart, gratitudes, and also congratulations for various things, many things. And again, like every day, wishes and prayers. The 13 Vyaktitvas which we have to strengthen. Just remember the Loka Sevaka, in brackets, Desha Sevaka, Dharma Sthapaka, in brackets, Sanatana Dharma Sthapaka, Viragi, in brackets, Para Viragi, Parama Vairagi, Bhakta, in brackets, Ananya Sharanagati Yukta Bhakta, Shishya, in brackets, completely unconditional surrendered devotee, disciple. Mumukshu, in brackets, with total understanding of where is bondage, how to get moksha. Jignasu, in brackets, with the clarity that jnana alone can give us moksha. Shrota, in brackets, with conviction that there is nothing which can keep us continuously on the path other than listening to the Shastra every day. Sadhaka, in brackets, with the clarity that we are born as human beings, to whom only Paramatma has to be the Sadhya. Parishrami, in brackets, habitually. Prerita, in brackets, from inside, from within. Then Prashanta Gambhira, with all the maturity of knowing and doing what is to be known, what is to be done. Then Samskrita Bhasha Praveena with Vyakarana, in brackets, so that we are able to study, understand our Shastras as they are taught directly by the rishis and muni and gurus who gave us these shastras in the Samskrita Bhasha. Then our six sources of Krupa Anugraha, the Parabrahma Tattva, Anusandhanam, Ishvara Tattva, Sharanagati, Jagan Mata Tattva, Shakti Tattva, Prarthana, Sakala Devata Ganas, Upasana, Guru Ganas, Vidheyata, by being obedient to them. Then the Shruti Gana, by Shravana, by Swa Adhyayana, by Chintana. By sadhana, we get the blessings respectively of all this. Welcome you, beautiful Upanishad. We have taken up to study Shwethashwathara, first mantra in the first adhyaya, after the elaborate, exhaustive Sambandha Bhashya, was the meeting of Brahmavadins to discuss about the Karana of the Jagat. In fact, in that discussion itself, questions themselves are so beautiful. In the second shloka, the secondary and immediately looking or seen karanas were proposed. Then in that very shloka, it is denied that they cannot be the direct karanas, final karanas, independent karana ho nahi ho sakte. Then in the third mantra, they went into the dhyana avastha. In that dhyana, they discovered that Paramatma with his Shakti is the Karana for the entire Avirbhava of the Jagat. See the beauty there. Thanks to us that Bhagwan Shri Adi Shankara, with the help of all Upanishad, Shastras, etc., the possible four interpretations of how the Paramatma is was a very exhaustive, complete discussion. Now we have to enter into the fourth mantra, in which, because the Paramatma is the Karana, Karana alone expresses as Karya, therefore, the entire Karya, Jagat, in all its exhaustive expressions, details, is nothing but the Karana Brahma only. That is being taken up for the discussion, and two examples are given in two mantras. In the fourth mantra, the example or comparison of that Parabrahma with the chakra. In the fifth mantra, it is Parabrahma is explained with the example of Nadi. This is what ultimately in Adhyatma Vedanta one has to reach to. Sat Brahma Karyam Sakalam Sadeva Sanmatrametat na tatonyadasti Astiti yo vakti na tasya mohaha vinirgato nidritavat prajalpaha. And in the beginning, sadhana kala, we will keep away the entire world, because at that time we were the samsarins with the whole world having different meaning and purpose for us in the heart of bondage out of ignorance and so many delusory misconceptions. But then, once the truth is realized, truth alone is everything. There is nothing other than Him. To that experience, we have to awaken to. Therefore, this entire world, which was rejected and denied as a cause of bondage before and during the sadhana kala, but at the time of the siddhi, the entire world is nothing other than me. Sarvam is there, but Sarvam Atma Bhavena, called as Sarvatmya Bhava. That is why every of the Vedantic Upanishads, Vedantic texts or classes conclude with that only, that Sarvam hi etad Brahma. है ना, ओम इत्येतद अक्षरम इदगम सर्वम तस्य उपव्याख्यानम. सी, ओम इत्येतद अक्षरम इदगम सर्वम तस्य उपव्याख्यानम भूतम भवद भविष्यति सर्वम ओंकार एव. यच्च अन्यत् त्रिकालातीतम तदपि ओंकार एव. टू समराइज, सर्वम ही एतद् ब्रह्म, अयम आत्मा ब्रह्म. Isn't it? Everything is Brahman, the self is Brahman. Mandukya, the highest of the Upanishad. Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sayogi paramo mata. सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं सर्वभूतानि च आत्मनि ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र समदर्शिनः. है ना, यस्मिन् सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मा एव अभूत विजानतः तत्र को मोहः कशोकः एकत्वम् अनुपश्यतः. यस्तु सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मन्येवानुपश्यति सर्वभूतेषु च आत्मानं ततो न विजुगुप्सते. Therefore, final Vedantic thought, the expression of the world is not problem. Taking the world to be other than the Brahman reality and taking ourselves to be other than the Brahman and reality and keeping the Brahman away and we ourselves involved in the world with all delusionally misconceptional relativity. That is the problem. That has to be sorted out. That is called the Vedantic vision, Advaita Vedantic vision. Advaita has no problem with the presence or absence of the world. Gold has no problem to be present in the form of ornaments or not. The problem is when the superimposed are taken as real, the real is forgotten. Or the self, the reality is not seen. That's how the problems come to us, not to Vedanta. Those दृष्टि जिनकी बिगड़ी हुई है जिसमें, they take themselves and the world other than Paramatma, for them is the problem. Problem is not to the Paramatma nor to the Jagat. Problem is to you and I only, the Ajnani Jivas. So, the most profound, beautiful introduction. Narayana. For this fourth mantra, in that introduction, what was said so far is summarized. What is going to be told also is summarized. What is the position of the Brahman or the Atman? Independently, called as Swarupa Jnanam, also with regard to, in relation with the entire world and world's position. These are all explained by Bhagavan in that introductory Bhashyam. Very good it is. That can be studied few times for the clear understanding, which gives a very good Vedantic maturity. Understanding wala maturity. How mature we understand? Finally, the sadhana alone gives us siddhi. There is no compromise about it, whether it is said every time or not. Such a beautiful Upanishad, and these are very exhaustive, especially the fourth and fifth mantras, because details are so many. very heavy it is. Heavy in the sense material wise, data only it is. But we will go through आराम से ही. अब कोई दूसरा कमिटमेंट तो नहीं है ना. आई एम नॉट बाउंड that if I don't finish this text in these days, my salary is removed or I am removed from the job. ऐसा तो है नहीं. Maximum what will happen, you will go, you will stop coming, and that is your problem. So I will go through it slowly. So before we do that, like every day, we have our own Narayana Sankalpa and Prarthana for 3-4 minutes. Before that, like every day, the common sense thought as we study. So today's common sense thought, why anything new or other thing, anyway we are doing every day. Today being the auspicious day of Bharata Swatantrata Dinotsava 78th Indian Independence Day, little thoughts about this only we discuss. Although you all are more perfect professionals in all this, but still some thoughts we can discuss or share here. What thoughts can be discussed? Is, as some of the time we have touched earlier also, 90%, 99% throughout the country today, the flag hoisting will be there. National anthem, national song is sung as we do it. We have done it. Then the great works and sacrifices of the freedom fighters is being talked about depending on the speakers and their Desha Bhakti, their knowledge to the audience. Especially in schools only it is done. In the colleges and all, they take a holiday in all government offices. They may go to hoist for some time and they enjoy the day holiday, which is absurd. No festival should be given holiday, in my opinion. If I become prime minister, I do so. Indian festivals, Hindu festivals. पहले मैं देश को हिंदू बना दूंगा. Then all festivals should be celebrated in the offices. That day, at least half day, together. चाहे जन्माष्टमी हो कुछ भी हो. In whatever the way, holiday is given so that they celebrate it home with the family, relatives, etc. है ही. But somehow 1 year पूरा छुट्टी दे दो, घर में मनाओ. 1 year छुट्टी मत देना, ऑफिस में ही मनाओ. Some sort of these madhya marga we have to find, so that every private government organization celebrates every festival. अच्छा है कि नहीं आइडिया. एक साल घर में बना लो, एक साल ऑफिस में. जब ऑफिस में होता है सारे घर वाले भी ऑफिस चले. जब घर में होता है नॉट ऑफिस, सारे बंधु मित्र मिलकर करें. Ideas. Anyway, everybody will do that, but my discussion is not on that because that everybody does it. My discussion is, yes, the great people, both the extremists of the Ativadis and the Mitavadis, struggled so much. Yes, starting from 1757 and then becoming little stronger in 1857. Finally, after 90 years, 1947, we got the freedom. Thousands and lakhs have sacrificed. Wow, beautiful. That all saga of independence struggle is a great study. Great inspiration. वाह, एक जिंदगी भी काफी नहीं होती है उसके लिए. So that's all. Okay, actually such serials have come, so many movies are taken, they have to keep on happening. This is only we know how grand were our patriotics who brought this freedom back. But my discussion is not on that. You all know that. My discussion is, first of all, why did we lose the independence? Why did we lose the Swatantrata? Why Paratantra क्यों बने हम? Is it not the cause? You know, a good doctor removes the disease by correct medication. But a wise doctor clearly diagnoses the cause of all aspects and educates the patient more on removing the cause of disease along with removing the disease through medication. And a good and intelligent and wise doctor gives preventive more than therapeutic. है ना? Prevent कर दो. Prevention is better always than the cure. So why any nation loses its independence? Why we have lost our independence? Some reasons were in our control, fewer may not. But always we have to be aware of it more, and the whole country has to be awakened in those aspects so that such reasons never arise. Therefore, never ever we become again dependent or slaves. 1,200 years we were under the slavery, even more than that. Mahabhayankar. Mhm. And anytime, only these five, six reasons are the ones. You know? First and foremost, when we become swarthi, individualized, not for the total desham. When the thought is swartha, understand that we are slowly losing the independence. Swartha, overpowering swartha, selfishness. Like Hindus are very स्वार्थी. मैं मेरे फैमिली हमारे पूजा है बस हम खुश रहे तो काफी है देश सनातन धर्म भाड़ में जाए कुछ लोगों को है but other religions they don't even care. I want somebody to find the how many number of the other religions have celebrated Indian independence today. 2-5% भी नहीं होंगे. First is swarth wherever it comes. Okay. Second strong reason because of which we lose outer and inner independence is when we become extremely bhogi. Because of that bhoga, all the energies, resources, attentions, abilities, they all get destroyed. Wherever the bhoga comes, we have become dependent slaves. Slowly, every sort of independence goes away. Third one is because of these two, when we become extremely tamasic, lethargic at all levels of personality. All. It starts with intellectual lethargy that we are not even aware what is happening. Emotional lethargy, therefore we are not having any emotions to what is happening bad to our country, etc. Then naturally when intellect and mind are lethargic, why will the body and senses will work or do something? To stop the happening of that dependency or slavery. ये हो गया तीसरा रीजन. Fourth one is what? For any of the reasons, pretexts, etc., when there is mutual quarrel or differences happen, disintegrations happen on any front. And in countries like India, there are million reasons to become alag 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 alag. अलगाववादी एंड इंडिया में अपोजिशन पार्टी हमेशा अलगाव बात करते हुए किसी न किसी प्रिटेक्स्ट पे दे डिसइंटीग्रेट द नेशनल स्ट्रेंथ एंड एनर्जी. उत्तर दक्षिण भारत बात करेंगे, भाषाओं की बात करेंगे, राज्यों की बात करेंगे, रिलीजियंस का करेंगे, कास्ट का करेंगे. Some are the other reasons by which we disintegrate. We all Indians are absolute. If any one country is disintegrated in the world is India because of so many reasons. आउट ऑफ 100% में 10-20% ठीक मेच्योर्ड है वही संभाल रहे देश को. फोर्थ रीजन, फिफ्थ एंड लास्ट इज when we forget our tradition, our culture, our what is that? The legacy, our great ancient past, and its glory, our achievements, our contributions, our evolutions, our maturities. When all of them are forgotten, then we don't have identity with that country. Then we don't love or respect it. Then we allow it to be grabbed by someone else. Then we become slaves. So, out of many reasons, these are the five reasons. Many और भी है. We can talk about them for hours together. But these are the main pancha karana. Our roots, our traditions, our cultures, which make us a great nation. That is forgotten. Then, on various reasons, we get Batwara, like Hindus, Pura Batwara. How come otherwise all the other non Hindu, which are minority, how can they dominate? How can they make the constitution? How can they make the India as a secular country? How dare it is a Hindu country, that's it. What nonsense you are talking. Hindu nation, that's it. Others are allowed to stay, following all the rules, regulations. We don't bind you. We don't tell you to convert and all to Hinduism. You don't deserve. You have to die to be born as Hindu again. We don't want you. You continue living. Follow the rules. We don't impose anything on you. We are wise people. We don't convert or compel the Bewakufs. But ours is Hindu country. Sanatana Dharma Desh. Full stop. It is Hindu Desham, bhai. बाकी सब चलने दो. The science, the technology. And why in the constitution it is made secular? When all Muslims wanted their country, it is given, gone. The others they can stay. Who is left here is only Hindus. The Bharat Mata is Hindu nation. How can anybody have any doubt? Isn't it? Here is where the first weakness. So the tradition, culture, etc., everything is forgotten. Then the second thing of the division on various fronts within the majority. Then the extreme non-performance, the lethargy. Bapre. The amount of lethargy from the up above somehow, if it is calculated in the human beings of any country and that country which loses freedom, that lethargy is so overpowering, Bapre Bap. How the days pass on without any creative constructing work done. Especially those who don't have any naukri or job, which are 70-80%, the retired people and all. बस 9 बजे उठना 10 बजे उठना and all. Lethargy of every type. When we are lethargic, the production, everything is less, no? Then we depend on others. Then the others take the opportunity of it. And then they attack us various fronts. In today's world, the army-wise attacks is ज़्यादा attack on the financial front. That the country's people are lazy, they are not productive and creative, there is poverty. Then the other nation gives the loan, we can't give the loan back, then we become slaves. China does it. Makes every country slave and तबाह कर देती है. All our bordering countries of Pakistan, Bangladesh latest, and this Nepal, Sri Lanka, सत्यानाश किए गए only by China. Because डेट्स दे दो उनको फिर उनको कमज़ोर बना दो. China is not the cause. Those particular countrymen are the lazy fellows. India was also like that. That's why भागते रहो IMF के पीछे. But last few decades, awakening हुआ है. People are working. So cultural, spiritual legacy forgotten. People disintegrated on various fronts. Extreme lethargy and total bhoga enjoyment. Isn't it? Now Independence Day हो रहा है. कितने जगह पे झंडा वंदन कर रहे at this very time. But how many of them are watching or seeing or participating? मेरे ख्याल में तो 70% तो नहीं करते हो. They were, some of them have not even got up now. Many must be watching some other movie on the TV rather than the Independence Day celebration. Bhogi, at least today, if you don't remember the Bharata Mata and wholeheartedly dedicate, when do we do? And why does all that is happening? Swartha, Swartha. Selfishness, materialism, lethargy, disintegration, forgetting the roots. These are the five reasons because of which mainly we lose the independence. Because of all the things, the financial insecurity, the arms and ammunition defense system is gone because ये सारा कमजोरियां वो वहाँ लीड करते हैं. We are prone to be attacked and occupied by the small little countries like the Dutch and Portuguese and French. और वो कितने लोग हैं वो? What a small countries they are. हम सारे इंडियंस करके थूकते हैं, वो थूक में वो लोग बह जा सकते हैं. We all spit, in that spit they can get flooded. That is their number. That's it. Proved, no. When few people have risen to the occasion, become patriots. Few only. Not the entire India worked. 5% किए होंगे. बाकी तो कंट्रीब्यूट तो होगी. Only that 5-10% मिलकर ही स्वतंत्रता ले आए. Not everybody participated. Your own great grandfather खा के बैठ रहे होंगे कहीं. बोलो मुझे बताओ, आप जो सुन रहे हो क्लास, कि योर ग्रैंडफादर वाज इन दैट मूवमेंट, दिस मूवमेंट, कुछ कुछ नहीं बैठे हैं. Some people have worked, that's all. I don't think my grandfather worked for independence. He must have eating, sleeping somewhere. हाँ, isn't it? बहुत कुछ ही लोगों ने किया, कुछ लोग करे तो ऐसा होता है. तो सब लोग करो तो लाइक चाइना, जापान ऐसा होता है. They are good examples. The entire country awakened for the country. That is called true patriotism. See the development amount. Baap re. The whole world put together needs 50 years to work together to reach to the stage where the China has already reached. Of course, in all the outer materialistic things. We cannot be blind to that. And in India, 5% भी नहीं हो उसका. अखड़ते हैं फिर भी. Intellectual and practical zero, sentimental emotional fools on that occasion चिल्ला चिल्लाते हैं, वह बाकी आगे पीछे याद नहीं रखते. Whether it is Independence Day, whether it is जन्माष्टमी, whether it is गणेश चतुर्थी, whether it is दसरा, दीपावली, एक दिन पहले कुछ नहीं, एक दिन बाद कुछ नहीं, और उस दिन बस चिल्लाओ, खाओ, सो जाओ. Whole country. Anyway, so this is how the reasons have to be found and they have to be highlighted. These are the reasons for which we lost. Now children, youth, mainly children and youth. बड़े तो है नहीं, निकम, they are not useful anymore. Children and youth, do you want again to lose independence? That sentiment, emotional way, very aggressively, they have to be taught. The patriotism and the country should never lose independence, and with independent effect they will lose and with independent efforts it should go on prospering. For that, the two main reasons, one is that because of which we lose, those reasons are eliminated, which we have seen. Now obviously the positive things also are the opposite of the negative. Then that desha bhakti before everything else, even religion, has to be filled more and more. It's being done by many movies, many singers, many नाटक बहुत कर रहे हैं भारत में. इसलिए many Hindus mainly have that desha bhakti. है मजा. Not that work is not happening, tremendous work is happening. But it has to be brought more and more. In my opinion, first of all, the whole India has to awaken to the Hinduism, for Sanatana Dharma, because in this only everything else is there. जितना भी आप बात करो बाहर का इंडिपेंडेंस को, फाइनली तो हमको अंदर इंडिपेंडेंट होना है ना. spiritually. Otherwise, kya fayda? That's why thousands of Mahatmas never participated in independent struggle. Because they know it कि बाहर होएगा independence अंदर नहीं. They never participated in the outer independent struggle, but ever they are engaged more than all the patriotic people in the inner independence to all jivas. Never forget their contribution. They were all inside, ever struggling for the जीवास इंडिपेंडेंस. तो बाहर देश के स्वतंत्रता में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं किए होंगे हमारे प्यारे भगवान रमन महर्षि जी या ये सारे लोग. यू हैव नेवर सीन देम, दे वर ऑल एट दैट टाइम ओनली. दिखता तो नहीं उनको भारत का स्वतंत्रता ले आओ करके स्लोगन. But then they tried to speak about the inner freedom. That also, at one time, that is more important in general. In देश का स्वतंत्रता etc. are particular during those periods of the history. By the way, there is long, lengthy, exhaustive discussion. It is more than going into all those details. Simply to say is what? First, spirituality, culture, tradition, glory of the past, all of them have to be taught to our children and youth, and they have to be put a challenge in front in them. You be excelling those our great rishi and muni and masters, or at least come up to their level. उनसे ज्यादा या कम से कम उनके उतना तुम लोगों को भी धर्म और देश और वैल्यूज और आध्यात्मिकता इन सब में तुमको खड़े उतरना है. For that, definitely you have to give up your selfishness, your bhoga shakti, your laziness, and nation first, then only me. Nation first, then only everything else, anything else. This should be inculcated through education system continuously. Some things in life, like inhaling and exhaling, you can't stop it. मर जाओगे. इसी तरह कुछ चीजें ऐसे होते हैं जो निरंतर दिया जाना चाहिए. दे आर कल्चरल स्पिरिचुअल एंड पैट्रियोटिक थिंग्स, फीलिंग्स. यू कांट हैव रिलैक्सेशन इन दिस रिगार्ड. कंटिन्यूसली पंपिंग करते जाना. ये नेताओं के द्वारा होता है, खुद ही वो लोग नहीं लड़ना चाहिए. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के द्वारा होता है. देन द एंटायर एजुकेशन सिस्टम से होता है. देन द मोस्ट प्रोमिनेंट थिंग टुडे, द मीडिया एंड द एंटरटेनमेंट्स. उन सब में अगर बार बार देश का महिमा धर्म ये सारे गाने लिखे जाए, पद्य गद्य लिखे जाए, सिनेमाएं सीरियल, देशभक्तों के चरित्र, फ्यूचर में देशभक्त कैसा होना है, ये सब. एंड सबसे बढ़िया मजेदार बात मुझे वो लगता है कि prove to them with all reasons कि when you work for the country at the cost of your own selfishness, how you will be given higher and higher worlds. स्वर्ग गीता में कहा है कि नहीं? हतो वा प्राप्त से स्वर्गम फॉर द सेक ऑफ धर्म एंड द नेशन, जित्वा वा मोक्ष से महिम. If in serving the country patriotically die, you reach the swarga. If you are alive, you will get the enjoyment of being a developed country's citizen. Jitva va bhoksha se mahim. In any case, by serving the nation and dharma, you are always a gainer. Keep the country in the front. We believe that the service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords, and devotion to the people is a devotion to the Supreme Self. I don't think any spiritual saint has said about the country as beautifully as our Puja Gurudev said. We believe that the service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords. परमात्मा का सेवा देश सेवा में ही है. And devotion to the people is a devotion to the Supreme Self. We serve as an army, he starts that way and he concludes this way. Puja Gurudev in the pledge. Beautiful it is. इंडिया इज माई कंट्री, ऑल इंडिया, उससे बढ़िया यही प्लेट्स है, इसको इंडियन प्लेट्स बनाना चाहिए दोनों को मिलाकर. सो द कल्चर ट्रेडिशन हैज टू बी टॉट टू द चिल्ड्रन, देन एम्पावर देम, गिव देम lot of opportunities, incentives, etc. Those who work for भारत माता करना चाहिए. अब देखो आर्मी 20 5-10 साल पहले, we are disappointed because of their positions or salaries or freedoms. Last 10-12 years, they are little more recognized and helped. They are growing so beautiful. इतना बढ़िया ना. This is how. So, as we just say, first of all, first borders have to be protected. And how to protect the nation now? We'll talk 2-3 things. The borders have to, even inch of land should not go to anyone. जो देश गए गए जान दो, अभी क्या करें. हो सके तो let them come and merge back. All the countries around us are Akhanda Bharat only. Second is, we have to become economically very sound. So much. So that we don't become slave to other nations, etc. by taking loans. So protection at the border level, by strengthening the army, etc. Self-sufficient and sound economical, by bringing all those possible things by which always the finances position is maintained in the highest level. Right now, India is doing well in both these fronts. And we, the Murkhas, if you select the other non patriotic, non haters of Hindus as the leaders, as we have done for 60 years, फिर से सत्यानाश हो जाएगा देश. And they're all waiting like the jackals to eat away our country's glory and all. And you know all that. गलती से भी कभी नहीं करना. मैं तो ये निरंतर ही करता हूँ. Let everybody become Deshabhakta, and the greatest Deshabhaktas, with knowing the entire Desha's past glory of Sanatan Dharma, etc., they should become Prime Minister, President, and they should become governors everywhere. They should become Chief Ministers in every state, and MLAs and MPs. मेरे मन में तो हमेशा ही होता है. अभी भी वही करना हमको. कभी भी हमको अच्छे नेताओं का कमी या डर नहीं होना है. यू हैव टू. मैं तो सन्यासी में क्या कर सकता हूँ? आई ओनली कैन डू 2 थिंग्स. एक, डूइंग माई सनातन धर्म प्रचार. इंडिया स्टैंड्स फॉर दिस. सेकंड इज माई प्रेयर्स. डूइंग प्रेयर्स इज गिविंग ए पार्ट ऑफ माई लाइफ ओनली, because time and life go together. So I'm giving time in prayers means I'm giving life. I'm happy with it. And all others, they wherever they are. Okay, the border protection through empowering the army, the financial protection by developing all the financial things and little reduce the expenses. Then भोगानी को छोड़ोगे तो हमारा इकोनॉमी बढ़ेगा. बहुत बढ़िया. देन एजुकेशन सिस्टम, मेडिकल सिस्टम, ये सब तो हमको पता ही. So all that is included, even if it is not said. But most importantly, the dharma, the Sanatan dharma, the Bharata, which we alone have such a ancient tradition. Which country has got? बताओ. बच्चे लोग हैं सब. हमारे में इतना गुरु परंपरा, ऋषि परंपरा, देवता परंपरा है. So that has to be brought into forefront without neglecting any of the latest developments of science technology. क्योंकि उसमें भी हमको आगे रहना है. Otherwise we like Pakistan. On the name of religion, they never do anything. Religiously they destroy others, and the country goes to dogs. You ask Pakistani, 99% they say they call as the religion is more important than country, which is not a correct philosophy, because religion is absolutely personal. Country is common for everyone. Therefore, topics are different. Question is wrong. देश की जब बात आती है, सब मिलकर देश का तरक्की के लिए करना है. धर्म की बात आता है, you have to stand on your own Sanatan Dharma. But mistake, Indians don't do that mistake. We know the distinction between both of them. Religiously also we know Sanatan Dharma's glory we do, and Bharat Mata के प्रति हमारा भक्ति भी है. And the beautiful thing you can see in this regard is the NRIs. 30, 40, 50 years they are in foreign country, but still they love our country. Generations they are there. They love our nation. They do so much of investments, helps and all. They are greater than our native Indians. ये तो खाते हैं यहाँ के लोग, खोखली बनाते हैं, so called leaders and all. But the NRIs, I salute them really. Their prema bhakti for Bharat Mata. Glorious, na? Wonderful. So, everyone should understand this and what is my role all the time, what I can do best for my Bharat Mata. And glorious. When Bankim Chandraji wrote Vande Mataram Surjalam Supalam long back, 1898, when it was to be made as national song, from the third paragraph onwards, Bharat Mata is compared with Durga, Shakti, Lakshmi, Saraswati. Wonderful. Tvam hi Durge, Tvam hi Mata, Tvam hi. Then all the stupid other religious people have talked against it making as the national song. Then Mr. Tagore had to say, चल ठीक है first two paragraphs में all the देवी वगैरह is not there, therefore दो paragraphs ले लो national song बनाओ. That is how half of what is written only national song. Vande Mataram Sujalam. Third onwards, Bharat Mata is compared with Durga, Jagat Janani, Jagan Mata. कोटि कोटि कंठ कला है ना करवाले कोटि कोटि धृत कर करवाले क्या बढ़िया है दैट पोर्शन इज मोर इंस्पायरिंग देन द फर्स्ट टू दैट इज इमोशनली डिवोशनली इंस्पायरिंग दिस इज physically atmospherically inspiring सुजलाम सुफलाम मलयज शीतलाम वंदे मातरम सस्यश्यामलां शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनीं पुल्लकुसुमिद्रुमदल सुहासिनीं सुमधुरभाषिणीं all that is only fixed physical India, not the emotional, cultural, spiritual. He has written in the next lines, next two, three paras. That is not added at all. मैं तो कहता हूँ उनको ऐड करो as main thing. The inspiration that is given to the people taking the mother India as the mother Durga and invoking power from her is more powerful than that. आज आप सब सुनना मैं भी सुनूंगा जरूर the total poem written by Mr. Bankim Chandra ji. So it's a relentless process of Desha Rakshana, Dharma Rakshana. Desha Rakshana, borders, economies, and latest developments of all sorts, and Dharma Rakshana with culture, tradition, values, and ours is Sanatana Dharma, our Dharma Shastras, all of that. We cannot be negligent about anything. By the way, being born in Bharat Mata, that too in Sanatan Dharma, बहुत बहुत हम खुशकिस्मत वाले बाबा बार बार इसी धरती में जन्म लेना है इसी सनातन धर्म में जन्म लेना यही ऋषि मुनि गुरु देवता परंपरा को बिलोंग करते हुए स्वयं आध्यात्मिक उन्नति करते हुए पूरा देश और विश्व का भी उन्नति के लिए हमारा विचार हो एंड द इंडियन हिंदू सनातन धर्म फिलोसफीज वसुधैव कुटुंबकम not even Vasudha, entire universe is one. Whole cosmos is one. We all are one Paramatma's parts. Together we have to see that Paramatma always expresses in us and through us. Some thoughts we discussed today because we are proud that we are Bharatiya. So Vande Bharata Mataram. Bolo Bharat Mata ki jai, Sanatana Dharma ki jai, Vaidika Haindava Samskriti ki jai. This is what few thoughts today. Spend time on that only. Worthy, remember it. And salutations to all those who have brought freedom in last 200 years. Salutations to all the millions who are maintaining the Sanatana Dharma, Vaidika Samskriti in our Bharata Mata. All the rishis, the munis, the gurus, all the bhaktas, the shishyas, the sadhakas, the upasakas, everyone of them, millions of them. सबको प्रणाम बाबा. बोथ मेटीरियलिस्टिकली देश को डेवलप करने वाले कल्चरली जो आगे ले जा रहे और आध्यात्मिक रूप से भी बाकी सबसे भी विनती है कि यू आल्सो कम इनटू दिस एटलीस्ट डू वन फेवर ऑफ डोंट डिस्ट्रॉय द इंडिया है ना चुप बैठो भारत माता को नाश मत करो सेवा नहीं कर सको तो दैट इज अ प्लीडिंग रिक्वेस्ट टू अदर्स है ना मेनी पीपल हु आर देयर हु डोंट लव द नेशन द हिंदुइज्म एंड ऑल बाहर जाओ ना भैया यहाँ रहकर थोड़ा नाश मत करो मेरे देश को भारत माता को prayers तो always are there for the divinity to bless with the powers with the wisdom in every heart to know the glory of the nation and everybody work for it. Let it not become a once in a year event. It is an event every day should be kept in mind. याद रखना, देश, धर्म, परमात्मा, आध्यात्मिकता, ये सारे हर दिन हमको बताने जाने वाले विषय हैं. Every day you cannot forget it and once in a year remember it. Every day they have to. So wish and pray that all our Indian elders guide the youth and children. Children and youth get guided, know the glory of Bharat Mata and live up to it and sustain that glory, be custodians to that culture and tradition, and then take nation really globally great, which many are doing. India's greatness, as I said just now, is because of the foreign Indians who are doing great things. इंडिया तो है ही, बट बाहर के लोग भी बहुत कर रहे हैं. तो एनीवे, वी आर वेरी हैप्पी, वी लव अवर भारत माता फॉर ऑल द ग्लोरियस रीजंस. ओम 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 सहना भवतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यं करवावहै, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं. शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ॐ गुरुपुङ्गवपुङ्गवकेतनते समतामयतां नहि कोऽपि सुधेः. शरणागतवत्सलतत्त्वनिधे भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्. ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम्. एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मभक्तियोगधर्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः. देशभक्तेभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषद आचार्येभ्यो नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षसिद्ध्यर्थं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराण इतिहास सन्तवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव ऋषिमुनिगुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रह प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां मोक्षमार्गाणां भक्तिज्ञानयोग वेदान्तादि प्रक्रियाणां गुरुशिष्यभक्तभगवत्परम्परादीनां पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति द्वारा विश्वध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां पूर्णायुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्य क्षेमस्थैर्य धैर्य वीर्यादि समस्त शक्ति संपदा सानुकूल्यता साधनानां प्राप्ति बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि समस्त मंदिराणाम् आश्रमाणां पुण्यक्षेत्राणां विश्वविद्यालयादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूल निर्मूलनार्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्म पुरुषार्थ प्रतिष्ठा द्वारा विश्व संरक्षण अभिवृद्ध्यर्थम अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सर्वेषां श्रोतॄणां साधकानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भक्ति भगवद्भक्ति गुरु भक्ति देवता भक्ति सत्संग भक्ति शास्त्र भक्ति साधना भक्ति देश भक्ति धर्म भक्ति सनातन धर्म भक्ति सेवा भक्ति माता पितृभक्ति द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थ वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्. ओम अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः पारायणं देखो सेकंड अध्याय let us chant from the 11th to 617th mantra ॐ अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः पारायणम् एकादश मन्त्रात् आरभ्य ॐ निहारधूमार्कानिलानलानां खद्योतविद्युत्स्फटिकशशीनाम् एतानि रूपाणि पुरःसराणि ब्रह्मण्यभिव्यक्तिकराणि योगे पृथ्व्यप्तेजो निलखे समुत्थिते पञ्चात्मके योगगुणे प्रवृत्ते न तस्य रोगो न जरा न मृत्युः प्राप्तस्य योगाग्निमयं शरीरं लघुत्वमारोग्यमलोलुपत्वं वर्णप्रसादं स्वरसौष्ठवं च गन्धः शुभो मूत्रपुरीशमल्पं योगप्रवृत्तिं प्रथमां वदन्ति यतैव बिम्बं हृदयोपलिप्तं तेजोमयं भ्राजते तत्सुधान्तं तद्धात्मतत्त्वं प्रसमीक्ष्य देहि एककृतार्थो भवते वीतशोकः यदात्मतत्त्वेन तु ब्रह्मतत्त्वं दीपोपमेनेह युक्तः प्रपश्येत् अजं ध्रुवं सर्वतत्त्वैर्विशुद्धं ज्ञात्वा देवं मुच्यते सर्वपाशैः एषः देवः प्रदिशोऽनुसर्वाः पूर्वो ह जातः स उगर्भे अन्तः स एव जातः स जनिष्यमाणः प्रत्यङ्जनास्तिष्ठति सर्वतोमुखः यो देवो अग्नौ योऽप्सु यो विश्वं भुवनमाविवेश य ओषधीषु यो वनस्पतिषो तस्मै देवाय नमो नमः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So the third mantra's meaning, let us be very clear. ते ध्यान योगानुगता अपश्यन् देवात्मशक्तिं स्वगुणैर्निगूढाम् यः कारणानि निखिलानि तानि कालात्मयुक्तानि अधितिष्ठति एकः. So a bird's eye view of this shloka is, let us not take this world to be existing independently. The world is existing because of the Paramatma. First point. Second, it is Paramatma's Ananta Shakti having Ananta possibilities of expression that the whole world is this. Yet Paramatma is independent of this world, never limited by the limitations of the world. And it's the beauty and power of Paramatma Maya Shakti that it has projected the world and it is making us all believe it to be so real, only to love it, only to serve it, only to adorn it, only to reach to the Creator through the creation. These basic things, when we forget, then we get enchanted in the world's beauty, which is appearing to be so realistically real, taking it to be real. And there starts the samsara. Like when we see the serials and movie, when we take them serial and real, the samsara begins because we want to act like that in our day-to-day life, which is not correct, which is stupid actually. These are all projected things which have nothing to do with the life. 80-90% of the life of Indians is destroyed only because of getting misguided by the projected cinema, etc. And the 100% humanity suffers only because they have taken the most enchanting projected world as real, forgetting the reality. Okay, so this being so, the ultimate goal is what? Through all intellectual apprehensions, understandings, inner and outer practices called as sadhanas, is go beyond his most enchanting the Jagatu, reach to that Paramatma whose power is manifested in the form of Jagat, and identify with that Paramatma. Identify with Paramatma. Then only the moksha from all this created, projected, manifested world. otherwise it binds us. रहस्य यही है, परमात्मा से अलग होकर जगत में फंसना इस संसार, परमात्मा से एक होकर जगत को अपने के रूप में देखना मोक्ष. Simplest way of telling what's entire spirituality in Vedanta. Regarding these things, all the detailed, exhaustive understandings. Till the conviction is developed, we have to develop. That is the purpose of all Shastra, Dhenam, Satsanga, Manana, Chintana, etc. Then actualize भी कर ले उसको कि I am that Paramatma Tattva whose infinite power is that which is manifesting as in the entire most beautiful, respectful universe. भगवान का ही सारा विमुक्ति है, उनका महिमा है, उनका शक्ति है. Yet, because it is not independent, because it is ever changeable and it is perishable, therefore it is not as great and glorious as Paramatma. Paramatma alone is great. Identify with him. The problem with that is we get enchanted by the paintings and we don't value the painter. अरे पेंटर तो बनाए ना ये सब, है ना. वी आर एन्चेंटेड बाय द मार्वल्स दैट आर सीन इन द वर्ल्ड, बट भैया दे आर डन बाय द ह्यूमन बीइंग्स, उनको रेस्पेक्ट करो. So to the whole world we are getting enchanted, forgetting whose glorious expression is this. That is where we go wrong. वहाँ rectify करो. Means what? That is the correct education, spiritual, where through every created thing of the world, we are reminded of the Creator. हर पल जगत को देखते हुए उसके द्वारा उसका स्वामी अगर परमात्मा हमको स्मरण में आए तो वी आर करेक्टली एजुकेटेड. We are correctly educated, we are correctly matured. Because forgetting the base, forgetting the self, forgetting Paramatma, forgetting reality is the first mistake. When the first mistake happens, afterwards, how many ever correct things we do, they all are mistakes only. है ना. एक कदम आपने गलत रास्ते पे चलना शुरू की, उसके बाद आप जितना भी दूर जाओ लेकिन गलत रास्ते पे जा रहे हो. Like mathematics example, first step you did a wrong thing. How much over distance you travel in it, you will end up in losing because first step is wrong. The first mistake is giving value to the world more than the one who is a projector or a creator of the world, the Paramatma. Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, Adhyatmikata gives importance to the creator, not the created. दैट इज वाई वी ऑल एनीथिंग देख भगवान, भगवान ने बनाया सृष्टि, उन्हीं की कृपा है. लास्ट 15-20 years, because for 31 years we became more materialistic, भौतिकवादी, and influenced by the wretched other cultures of the world, the materialistic cultures, that from our mouth the भगवान्स name getting reduced. but otherwise आप देखो 40 साल पहले बिना राम राम, बिना कृष्ण कृष्ण कोई बंदा होता ही नहीं था. They may not be highly spiritual and highly knowledgeable of Shastra, लेकिन भगवान तो होते ही हैं बस. Even now you see the elders when they meet, राम राम जी बोलते हैं, जय श्री कृष्ण बोलते हैं. Because for us, everything is reminder of God. We don't get away from the Lord by seeing the creation created by the Lord. We go more closer to Paramatma by seeing His creation. That is the difference. भगवान से दूर हो जाओ तो दुख से नजदीक हो जाते हैं. Because भगवान is आनंद स्वरूप. Like the children at home, seeing all the help done by mother and father, they should become more devoted to the parents. Not that seeing the help done by mother and father, getting enchanted by those things, they start demanding from parents and keep the parents away. It's a wrong education. है ना. लाइक द प्रकृति हमको इतना देता है, नहीं, वो प्रकृति से जो भी हमको जरूरत है उतना लेते हुए वी हैव टू वर्शिप एंड प्रोटेक्ट द प्रकृति. Not that become bhogi and destroy the whole Prakriti. Thereafter, the Prakriti will have to show its Vikruti. So, this correct adjusting understanding has to be brought into the hearts of every one of us. And remember, entire our Sanatana Shastras, Wherever the creation is explained with all its enchanting beauty, full glorification or description, purpose is not that at all. Purpose is to bring our attention to the Creator, the Paramatma. And any speaker, any satsang where the Paramatma is not spoken as important or predominant, then it is only Sangha, not Satsanga. And it is only Dussanga if the world is glorified to such an extent that we become bhogi or getting attracted towards it. वही इसी को स्पिरिचुअली मोह कहते हैं, स्पिरिचुअली माया कहते हैं, अविद्या कहते हैं, delusion कहते हैं. So let us not be trapped by it, isn't it? And at the highest level of Mandukya, the Upanishads, like दीपावली क्रैकर्स लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी से भी करते हैं, इतना बढ़िया वो पूरे आकाश को रोशन करते हैं. बट हाउ लॉन्ग? ओनली फॉर हाफ ए मिनट एंड ऑल. Same way, the whole universe with all its glory is only temporary. बस थोड़ा ऐसे ग्लो करके खत्म होने वाला है. Individually and totally also. What remains permanently is Paramatma. Our goal should be that Paramatma who is permanent. Only problem is he is not an object, he is a subject. And that is the solution also, not the problem actually. He has to be realized by going beyond our own ego. Going beyond our ego, we have to realize it. When we are at the ego level, we are only in the outer world caught up. So all these things, when we keep on listening, the knowledge becomes subtler and sharper, and then we exactly will know what to do, what to achieve. Correct? Now, then third mantra we have seen. Iti sakrut shrutasya brahmapadasya nimitta upadana rupena artha bhedaha shrutya eva darshitaha. The Shruti herself in so many places says, देखो, Paramatma is totally independent. Alone, he alone is there, nothing other than him. It's a supreme thought. Goal also. Second is what? Paramatma created the world. Paramatma Shakti created the world. Paramatma is permitted grasp which is said at what standpoint level and what should be our goal. Again, ultimate final. So in and through everything when Paramatma alone is there, then how can there be Jagat then? Yesterday in our Mandukya class we have seen, even for any sankalpa sake also, imagination sake, projection sake also, the world is rejected. What a powerful mantra it was. In the second Vaitathya Prakaranam, the 32, 33, 34th mantra was so powerful. Powerful it was. A great explanation is given there with an example. Key example is when the substratum of the superimposed things called as rope, called as hose pipe, called as garland, called as bhuchitra, the substratum, the rassi or the rope is realized. So rope is there. 5 people have seen 5 things on it. Okay, projected. Somehow some guru came and taught them, Bhaiya, what you are projecting is wrong. Actually, it is a rope. Earlier they never believed and all, but later they believed. Then he has given them the means to look at that rope as rope. They really followed those means. Now they realize the rope. Okay? Once the rope is realized, now the question is, what is the position of the imagined things which they have earlier imagined? सांप वाले का सांप, ओ जलधारा वाले का जलधारा, hose pipe वाला, पुष्पमाला वाला. What is the position of them? Think about it. Have they merged back into the rope? Are they staying independent now? Or they made a committee together, the other imagined 5 things? What is their position? They never merge in the rope because they never came from the rope. They can never stay independently because they can't exist independently. When they cannot stay independently only, how can they be together? The imagined projected things. कि द सांप एंड द पुष्पमाला बैठ के मेडिटेशन या डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं, बातें कर रहे हैं, दोस्ती बना रहे. Can you think about it? So, even to talk about it, the Dvaita is not there from the absolute standpoint. You understand? That is the Mandukya level of inquiry and reaching to the truth. मांडुक्य का हाईएस्ट लेवल, उसके पार और कोई है ही नहीं. योग वासिष्ठ talks about the same level. Rubhugita talks, Tripuranasya, some highest texts talk about that. Finally, is that's the goal. But you can't reject the world here. You can't hate the world, you can't attach to the world. Only way is to see the God in the world. That's why in Hinduism, पूरा जगत को भगवान के रूप में उपासना करने को कहते हुए न राग न द्वेष. On the other hand, bhakti to the whole world as expression of my God. Therefore, through that emotional devotion and stability of the mind, we were given the guidance for meditating to see that which is beyond the world, the reality, the truth. सनातन धर्म का मजेदार मेच्योरिटी है यार, कोई उससे बाहर जा नहीं सकते. करेक्ट. नौ एवं तावत् देवात्मशक्तिं यः कारणानि निखिलानि कालात्मना युक्तानि अधितिष्ठति एकः इति एकस्य अद्वितीयस्य परमात्मनः स्वरूपेण शक्तिरूपेण च निमित्त कारण उपादान कारणत्वं मायित्वेन ईश्वर रूपत्वं देवतात्मत्व सर्वज्ञत्वादि रूपत्वं अमायित्वेन सत्यज्ञानानंद अद्वितीय रूपत्वं च समासेन श्रुति अर्थाभ्याम अभिहितम. So what is said so far? उसका summary ये सब है. It's a very long sentences. Very beautiful it is. It is a test for me to explain to you so that you are able to grasp it. Equally big test for you to be very attentive to grasp how Shankara Bhagavan is summarizing not only the portion discussed, but also what do you mean by the Paramatma and the Jagat, their relation. They're all very high intellectual level inquiries. But these things, when they become our knowledge and we remember that knowledge and learn the art of looking from that standpoint, the whole world, including birth and death, everything, appears to be a kale and only a giver of pleasure and happiness and joy. You won't see any misery in this world. That's a takat of only the jnana. That is why Panditaha nanu shochanti. Only murkaha ajnaninaha shochanti. A jnani will never be miserable because he has visualized the thing correctly. So tomorrow will take sufficient time slowly to go through this topic. Thank you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om 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 Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Parabrahmane Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE. Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. बोलो श्री भारत माता की जय. सनातन धर्म की जय. वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृति की जय. नारायण हरि नारायण हरि. Okay.